कौन है ये लोग? ए इधर आओ इधर आओ।
हाँ सर।
ये सब क्या है? काम धंधा छोड़ के ये सब कर रहे हो? कौन से डिपार्टमेंट से हो?
HR।
This is how people think HR's role in today's business organization. People often misunderstood HR's role in an organization, viewing it as just hiring and firing. HR Trend Unplugged is here to break this myth and reveal true impact of business organization. I am Shivani Kulkarni, welcoming you to the another exciting episode of HR Trend Unplugged, where we do insightful discussion that goes beyond policies and paperwork. Today we have exciting lineup. Joining with me are Pritesh Pawar, Sakshi Kajare, Rishikesh Maid, and Sahil Buchude. HR is often seen as a backbone of leadership development. But what does effective leadership development really looks like in this business landscape? How should HR ensure that leaders are prepared for the future?
Leadership development isn't just about training session. It is about structured exposure to the real business challenges. Companies like Google use rotational leadership programs where potential leaders work in different departments to develop diverse skills. HR should act as a strategic coach, ensuring that future leaders are gain hands-on experience before stepping into the senior roles.
Research shows that the companies investing in leadership development outperform the competitors in revenue growth and employee management. For example, Unilever's Future Leaders program identifies high potential employees early and provide them the long-term mentorship. HR needs to embed leadership development into the culture and not treat it as an event.
Leadership development is one side of the equation, but what happens when a company fails at succession planning? Can you share a real world case where HR growth or lack of it made a significant impact?
Absolutely. A classic example is Microsoft transition from Bill Gates to Steve Ballmer. HR plays a crucial role in ensuring that the leadership handover was seamless by preparing Ballmer for years through internal training and mentorship. Compare these to companies like Yahoo, which struggle with CEO turnover due to poor succession planning. When HR fails to create a clear pipelines, business suffer from instability, loss of direction, and even financial downturns.
So we have seen how HR can either strengthen and weaken leadership transition. But let's challenge this. How should HR have a major say in CEO succession, or should it be left to the board and investors? Can we overestimating HR's influence in business continuity?
This is where things get tricky. HR brings workforce insights, but many argue that CEO succession should be the business decision driven by financial and market factors, not just internal talent development. Take Tesla for instance. If Elon Musk were to step down, would an internal leader truly be a best fit, or should the board look for an outsider with fresh industry expertise?
HR is evolving beyond administrative roles, but what truly defines a transformational HR leaders? It is strategy, influence, or something else.
A transformational HR leader is one who actively shapes business strategy rather than just managing talent. According to Deloitte survey, 80% of executives say leadership is critical, but only 40% of HR is delivering. The gap is where transformational HR leaders comes to the picture, aligning people strategy with business goals.
Theory aside, let's talk on impact. Can you share a real case where an HR leader's approach transformed an organizational leadership culture?
Absolutely. One case involved a small size tech company struggling with high leadership turnover. HR introduced a structured leadership development framework focusing on mentorship, internal promotions, and data-backed leadership assessment. Within 2 years, leadership retention improved by 45% and employee engagement scores jumped by 30%.
Then what is the takeaway from this case?
Transformational HR isn't just about hiring the right leaders, it's about nurturing them for long term success.
Is a great HR leader someone who brings change or someone who manages change?
A great HR leader brings change. They don't just sit back and react, they take actions. If HR waits for things to happen, the company falls behind. It's HR's job to push new ideas, train better leaders, and shape the future of the workplace. If you are only managing change, you are already too late.
That's unrealistic. You can't just post change all the time. Business is unpredictable, and the best leaders know how to manage whatever comes in their way. HR should be focusing on making transitions smooth, not just chasing new trends. Creating change without understanding what's needed can cause harm than good.
Actually, you both are missing the point.
HR isn't just about pushing or reacting, it's about smart leadership. If HR is too aggressive, the employees resist. Or if the HR is too passive, the company stagnates. The real challenge is knowing when to push or when to react. That's what makes a great HR leader.
Before we dive into the next discussion, we have something special for you. A short AV that perfectly set a stage for what's coming next. So sit back, watch closely, and let's get into it.
A high level strategy meeting is in progress at Zenith Corp. The room is filled with the board members discussing business expansion. HR head Ananya takes a deep breath before speaking.
If we are expanding in the new market, we need to align our talent strategy with business goals. Workforce planning, leadership development, cultural adaptation are key to our business.
Ananya, with all due respect, let's focus on business strategy. HR is all about hiring, payroll, and policies.
Yes, Ananya, we appreciate your input. But let's leave this business decision to the core team.
Ananya went to her HR team. Ananya is frustrated.
What happened?
They still see HR as an admin. They don't realize that people strategy is business strategy.
So let's prove it. Show them with data.
Our retention rate is dropped. Productivity is suffering. What's causing this?
We anticipated this. Our exit survey shows that employees lack career growth opportunities. Our competitors offering better development plans. If we don't address this now, expansion won't matter. We don't have any talent to sustain it.
Ananya now sits closer to the CEO. The board actively listens as she discusses HR driven business strategies.
Sir, we have to focus on leadership.
Ananya, what's your take on the leadership pipeline for our expansion?
Sir, we have a succession plan ready. Let's align with talent growth and our business roadmap. Why do many companies still see HR as just admin function? And how can HR change this perception?
Companies see HR as an admin function because for years HR was mostly about payroll, hiring, and compliance. The problem is that HR teams still focusing on policies over people strategy. I have seen this firsthand. HR professionals need to stop just enforcing the rules. Showing the business value is the key. In my company, we earned seat of the table by just connecting plans, hiring plans with the revenue goals, leadership development activities with the productivity, and retention is earned by the engagement strategies. Once executives see the impact of HRs in bottom line, the perception shifts.
He is right. Studies shows that companies with strong HR involvement in strategic decisions see higher profitability and lower turnover. If leadership ignores workforce planning, expansion plans fail, people drive businesses, and HR is the expert in managing people.
What the biggest challenge HR face when trying to be seen as a strategic partner?
The biggest challenge, breaking old mindsets. Many executives still think that HR is a soft and not a business critical. I had fight for a HR role in business planning. The key is proactive problem solving. Not just responding to the issues, but predicting them. For example, in my company, when the employee turnover spikes, HR didn't just report the problem. We came with the solution tied to the business impact. That's when leadership started seeing us differently.
The real challenge is HR's credibility in the business discussions. Many HR teams don't speak the language of finance and strategy. If HR wants a voice at the table, it must align talent planning with business forecasting. Companies that integrate HR in their business strategy see a 22% higher profit margin than those that don't. The data is clear. HR's role in decision making isn't optional; it's essential.
Honestly, HR has always been essential, but mainly for hiring, payroll, and compliances. Business decisions should be left to executives who understand market trends and financial tasks. Style, I hear this all the time, but let's talk about the facts. How can you grow a company without the right people, the right skills, and a strong leadership pipeline? HR ensures that talent strategy aligns with business growth. Look what happened our story. When the board ignored HR's insights, employee turnover skyrocketed and productivity suffered.
He is right. Studies shows that companies with strong HR involvement in strategic decisions see higher profitability and lower turnover. If leadership ignores workforce planning, expansion plans fail, people drive businesses, and HR is the expert in managing people.
Fair point. But isn't that what department heads are for? Sales leads their teams, operations handle efficiency, and HR should just support them, not dictate the business strategy. See, that's the problem. HR isn't about dictating, it's about partnering. If HR had been involved earlier in our story, the company wouldn't have faced the talent shortages. Leadership and succession planning are business critical, and HR is the core of that. I won't deny that HR plays a role, but giving them equal weight in board decisions, that's a big shift.
That brings us to the end of this insightful discussion. A huge thank you to our panel for their valuable perspective and thought-provoking debates. HR is no longer just about policies, it's about strategy, leadership, and driving real business impact. So, to our listener, we would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think HR securely sit at the table, or is there still work to be done? Stay tuned for the next episode of HR Unplugged. Until then, keep transforming workplaces and redefining HR. See you next time.